Hey everybody, thanks so much for stopping by. Right now we're going to talk about what we did with those decarburized parts. If you watched our last YouTube video, you realized that with our last batch of MagnaCut, we had some light decarburization that affected the surface and also caused some more part warping. So to address that, we had to modify these parts pretty heavily and then also Cerakote them to just cover up any remaining decarburization or anything along the profiles. So right now we're just going to look at what we did with all the affected models, and then we're going to look back at the machine shop area to show that we are getting these in production to replace the orders that we lost here. So if you had an outstanding order for one of these models, you're not stuck with the Cerakoted model, and it won't be a long time before you get your replacement. So jumping right into it, most of the GSO 5.1s needed to be pulled down from the original intended 190 down to 170. So what we did was made a little more of a camping hiking edition of the GSO 5.1. It's a little lighter duty, but that does bring some greater efficiency to the table. We've got less included angle on the grind, so it does bite into and slide through material a bit easier. If you're looking for a hunting knife or just a general outdoor knife and you got a bigger hand, this is a great option. Moving from there, the parts started getting a bit thinner, so we didn't have this amount of leadway to make these sort of modifications. So moving along here, next we're looking at the GSO 4.5s. In MagnaCut, we had these originally. They were supposed to be the standard and the bushcraft. Obviously, with this issue, that wasn't able to happen. So what we did was we pulled the original 150 thick parts down to 130, and we added a Scandi grind to those, and the parts that were going to be the bushcraft variant, we ended up pulling those the whole way down to 0.095 and then put a 11 degree per Scandi or 11 degree per side Scandi grind on there. It looks really good. It's a really efficient knife. I think you guys who are into primitive skill sets and things like that, you're going to really enjoy using these. We've got the performance of the MagnaCut with a really thin blade and a really efficient cutting geometry on both variants. So if you want to use this for just outright efficiency, go with the 095 model. If you want something a little more robust, perhaps you can turn into a Scandi Vex. Just kind of choose how much durability you want. Definitely check out the 130 thou thick variant. Moving down the line, our first batch of EDC 4s was affected. Thankfully, the full flat grind was in the previous batch, and those are moving through production just fine and wrapping up. But we cut that batch off and then added our standard EDC4 to the next heat treat batch, which was unfortunately affected by that. We do not have many of these. I think there's going to be about 50 of these that survive the reprocessing. But what we do have is pretty close to nominal, and it's just a nice all-rounder. So it'll still do all the things it was going to. We just had to put some Cerakoting on this just with the exposed profiles. They were decarburized a little bit. So just to make that aesthetically nice, we got all that covered up. So there's that. So that's the EDC4. And then we did have some of the EDC 2.7s as well. So I only salvaged the ones that we could keep pretty well near nominal and then coat them so that it's pretty much the same model. Anything else we discarded. Anything out of this whole run that looked at me wrong, we just got rid of, which leads me to the next thing here, the Vendetta 4. Batch of the Vendetta 4s also was affected by this. Again, these looked at me wrong, so none of these are going out the door. These being a small part, being that there's a lot of machined features and a lot of angles, they didn't stack that well during the stress relievings, which is, I think, where they got a little more twisted up. And there's just not enough of these that are going to be okay to even make it worth all the modifications to the grinding profiles, handle thicknesses, sheaths, everything. It's just going to move us backward. So since this was a pretty small run anyway for this first batch, we're just going to go ahead and scrap this out. It's just not worth the effort, and we're just going to make more. So that's what we have going on right now with those affected models. As they are wrapping up, we are making those available just to be able to recoup some of this loss and to reinvest in the materials to make these the way they were supposed to be the first go around. So we are going to have some 5.1s, some 4.5s, some EDC 4s, and some EDC 2.7s. Next, we're going to take a walk back to the machine shop here and see what we got going on there. Okay, so following up here in the machine shop, like I said before, we've already got more of these GSO 5.1s in MagnaCut and CPM 3V that are going to be heading to heat treat next week here. This is some of them. What's going on here is they are surface ground just over nominal, and then we've got all the profile machining done. So these are going to wrap up very, very quickly when they get back from heat treat. All the steel companies, everybody who handles the steel now knows where they went wrong with that previous batch during the stress relieving. So I have 100% confidence in this batch. So we've got these going on here, and then there's some more. I am going to be telling on myself because this issue has run headlong into some of my other ambitions that we are now catching up to. So in addition to these 5.1s, we're soon going to have some more GSO 4.5s ready to go to heat treat. We do already have some EDC3 full flat grinds and some more TSKs, TSK Tontos. So all this will be going to heat treat next week, and then we will have a ton of GSO 4.5s following right behind that. Like I said, I am telling on myself here a bit. So we've got some Bowler K890 that is going to be a 3V equivalent. I'm very excited about this material. So initially we've got some EDC 3s in the full flat grind variant. We just really want to take advantage of what this steel is good at, which is toughness and fatigue resistance and wear resistance. So we're going to be doing some really race car-y things for the debut of this. We want to do some full flat grinds, some really efficient Scandies to just really highlight the strength and durability of this new material. So like I said, EDC3 full flat grinds, more GSO 4s, GSO 4 bushcrafts. Over here in MagnaCut, we've got some GSO 5.3s, some GSO 5.5s, some GSO 4.7s, and some GSO 5s. Read into that what you will. We've been working on some stuff, and we're excited here to start talking about all this in the next couple of weeks. Now that we've got all this decarburization and stuff handled, and we are getting those parts replaced, we're back on track here, and we're going to be doing some really fun stuff. So stand by here. I got to get back to work, but I did want to give everybody an update and just show you in the shop here. There is plenty of stuff happening. I do apologize for the lull, but there just wasn't anything we could do about that. We've pretty well got that all reworked now, and those affected parts are working through assembly and finishing, and they'll be going out now and over the next couple of weeks, and we're just going to put that behind us. It's a great time to get a really good deal on a user-grade MagnaCut knife. They're turning out really nice. They perform really well. They were just affected by an issue that would have meant they were ugly, so we coated them. So anyway, there we are, and I don't know, stop back soon. We'll have another update here, and I don't know. I'm just going to cut this off because it's getting awkward. Have a great day.